Microsoft's mission is to empower every person in every organization to do more, and part of that is app accessibility. You might never see the work that goes into making Power Apps accessible, but today Nir is going to describe that and show you how you can leverage it to make your apps accessible and empower the world with us. Today on PowerCat Live. Welcome to PowerCat Live. My name is Phil Topness on Microsoft's PowerCat team, and today I'm here with Nir Baligar, Principal Software Engineering Manager. Hey, Nir.
Hey, Phil. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Today we're going to talk about accessibility, which is something I've been waiting to talk to you about for a while. But before we get into that, talk a little bit about your journey to this team and what you've been doing in Microsoft.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much for doing this. I have been at Microsoft for more than 12 years. So I joined Core Windows Accessibility Group in the beginning in 2009. So I worked in that team for close to 6 years, and that's a team that took care of all the out-of-the-box, Windows accessibility technology tools like screen readers, on-screen keyboard. The team also owned the Windows Accessibility APIs. So after working in that team and learning a lot about accessibility from the core group, I moved to the Power Apps team to lead the accessibility for the model apps. And now I'm driving the accessibility, learning a lot of stuff from you all. So it's awesome.
Well, I'm glad you're back because I'm always amazed at how much you know about accessibility. Now I know why. You've been doing this for a long time in your career.
Thank you.
So let's start with the first question then. What is accessibility for someone that hasn't really been hands-on with this kind of accessibility tech?
Accessibility, it means a lot, for the product, for the company, for the Microsoft as a mission. Accessibility truly is about creating solutions that can empower everyone, right? And accessibility is about, if I want to distill accessibility into like two words, it is empowerment and innovation. And it's a huge spectrum. It's about shipping applications and products that can drive the innovation and that can be truly used by people with all unique abilities. Users with screen readers, users who use keyboards, users with low vision, all of them can use the product equally and effectively.
That's interesting. Now here we're talking about not just the apps we build, but apps we're going to enable makers to build. So on the Power Apps team or on the Power Platform team, what's happening to make sure that these apps can be used by everybody?
So in Power Apps, we are doing a lot, and accessibility is extremely important. So one thing we want to make sure is from day one, when design is implemented, all the key principles that are needed for accessibility is taken care from day one. And what that means is the UI can be made accessible. There are some user interfaces and patterns we can always push the boundaries that are hard to make accessible. So we want to make sure that accessibility is baked in as part of design itself. And it's a pipeline, and what that means is as we progress in those features, we want to make sure that all those things are accessible by default. So engineers need to have the right checks, for keyboard, for screen readers. And then we have a trusted, tested, certified users, a team, a test team, and that does a full verification as per the accessibility standards. So this complies to the VCAC 2.1 and Section 508, all the accessibility compliance guidelines that we have, and that's where we stand right now. And we are in a very early stages of accessibility for Power Apps, and our goal is to go beyond that.
And for a user that's taking advantage of these accessibility features, what does that look like? What does it look like for someone to use some accessibility tech with Power Platform?
Yeah, so for users, for Power Apps users, users fall in multiple categories there. So, for example, if someone is running a model apps, which is the runtime experience of Power Apps, and if they're using all these dynamically specified apps, what that means is making sure that every interaction they can do with keyboard only. And if someone is using a screen reader user, someone who is blind and whose screen readers, they can navigate using heading, navigation, landmarks navigation, and they have the right name, role, and state read out by the screen readers. So at the end, our goal is to make sure that everything that we build is programmatically accessible. And what that means is they can use any assistive technologies, whether it is a screen reader or even as sophisticated eye tracking device. And these assistive technologies use programmatic APIs to interact with the screen And if we make sure that programmatic world is working for our applications, then that means users can use any assistive technologies.
And I think that's one of the things I've learned from you is that there is all of this hidden stuff inside the Power App that enables this assistive technology. So what do makers do to make sure that they're best leveraging all of the accessibility tech in Power Apps?
Within the Canvas authoring experience, we have the app checker, which actually runs automatically and flags for some issues. And that tool, should give most of the issues that can be there, that can be statically found. So making sure that those tools are run, and in the link you'll be providing the Accessibility Insights tool, and that's a tool that we use that will take care of all the contrast issues and stuff like that by showing all those issues, and then making sure that Zoom, 400% Zoom works, reflow works properly, responsive design works, and and Windows High Contrast works. So these are the kind of 4 to 5 important checks that makers can do to make sure that their apps is accessible, and at the same time making sure that we pick the design principles and user patterns that are truly intuitive. Right, at the end of the day, accessibility is not just about making sure that these tools work. It's also about I use this acronym called PICS, which is UI is predictable, intuitive, consistent, and simplified. So it's truly about creating that kind of an art piece, on how we can create that app, which can be used by everyone. Right?
Be creative when you're building your app, but do it in a way that people will understand.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
So what's next in this space? What's next on the roadmap for accessibility in Power Apps?
Well, to tell you honestly, we're still in the early stages of accessibility for Power Apps. We are working through the compliance part, and as I was saying, accessibility is a spectrum, right? On one side there's compliance part, and the other side there's the innovation part, right? Where it truly drives the satisfaction rate of the entire product. It truly drives the overall innovation part of the product. So we want to move from compliance to beyond compliance. And what that means is doing usability studies and getting feedback from real customers, and then making sure that we improve the documentation, we improve the training videos, and we also make sure that we address the gaps that are not just about accessibility, but in general of how the UI and user interface patterns can be enhanced so that everyone can use it effectively.
So at this point in time, where do you recommend people go if they want to be more aware of accessibility and build more accessible apps?
Yeah, great question. So the best opportunity right now is to sign up for a trial version and then start using the app, start using keyboards, start using your favorite assistive technologies, whatever it could be, and then start playing around with the product to, see how it behaves, and then letting us know about all these issues that they might face, or also about all the goodness that is there. If anybody who has used the legacy dynamics, they will see a huge monumental difference when they use the new model apps for Power Apps. Same thing for the Canvas apps. Can you create your app and make it accessible for keyboard and screen reader with whatever design that you have from your UX team using the tools that we have? That's the best place. And then you will be sharing some links that has how to create the accessible apps and how they can use all the tools. And then that's the best way to figure it out from there.
And those links are in the description. Nir, thanks for taking the time to talk about this. I think this is such an important topic, and I've learned a lot as we've been working on some projects together, and hopefully others will be able to pick up on some of your knowledge and build more accessible apps.
Yeah, thank you so much, Phil. Really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Now, before you go, we are making new videos every week. Click this Microsoft logo to subscribe, and you'll be the first to see them. And look over here for a couple of videos that can make you a Power Platform expert.